All right, what is going on, everybody? And thank you guys so much for tuning into the second episode of Clout Room. My name is Maz, and you can find me on Bitclout under MAZ. First of all, I want to thank everybody for watching the first episode and giving us some amazing feedback. Also, shout out to Arts for coming in and kicking us off the right way. It was an amazing interview, a lot of good information, and just overall good vibes. And that is what we're here for. We're here to have fun, but also bring information and also just kind of document the journey of Bitclout. We're literally only about a month old. And it's amazing seeing all of these things develop from content to tools to apps. And it's only going to get better and it's only going to get bigger. So I am excited to be here and I will continue to push forward and, bring this podcast to the community. And you guys are such an amazing community. I can't say it enough. The Bitclout community has been the best community out of any social media that I've ever participated in. And it's the reason that I keep coming back. It's the reason that I'm investing my time, and my effort into. So thank you guys again. And yes, all right. Okay, so our next guest is one of Bitclout's biggest creators. She puts out a lot of amazing content. She is on the global page all the time, and she's awesome. I met her this past weekend at Bitclout and Burgers. Shout out Sammy Udell. Let's welcome Renata VC to the mix. How you doing, Renata?
Hi, Johnny. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. It's a busy weekday, so I'm working, with my main job, and also I'm here on Bitcloud with you and all the family.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And it was awesome meeting you this past week. And I know you just said right now that it feels weird seeing you
it
through the
is.
screen,
Yes, it is.
but it was so much fun this past weekend.
Yes, it was, and I mean, we were so lucky that most of the people that were attending, they had their vaccine already, so it
Yes,
was kind of on the safe side.
exactly. All right, so let's get right into it.
Let's do
First
that.
question I have for you is, how did you hear about BitClout? Tell us a little bit more.
Well, it's from here and there because I know a few people who were the first backers of the project, and we kind of so happened that we met on Clubhouse to discuss that. So, although it came from my circle of friends, I can say that we first discussed that on Clubhouse.
Nice. And when did you join exactly? Because I feel like, I mean, I can't tell with time anymore on BitClout.
I
So
know.
yeah, when did you join?
So I think it's about 25 days. I think I joined a week later than the first users, like the brothers and other people everybody knows. So I think that I was delayed in a week because I was a little busy. I was closing another fund. We've just closed it, so yeah.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. And then I remember when you first came on, you actually helped me with my bio. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
Yeah,
Did
that's
it
how I
work?
first remember talking to you. And
Did it work
I
though?
know you mentioned, yeah, exactly. I know you mentioned how important your bio is.
Yes.
So that's why, I looked at your bio and I broke it down, right? So I love what you put, which is, VC, Credit Karma, Canva, Bank Simple, the 10 Principles of Big Clout, which is an amazing article, by the way. I suggest
Thank
everybody
you.
reads it. It's really good information. And then the Big Clout Funder Relationship Officer. So it's really cool, really catches your eye. Tell us a little bit more about how you came up with it. What was your strategy behind that?
Well, just regarding the title or the entire bio.
Everything, like the bio. Yeah, what's the strategy behind that?
Okay, so well, I'm a VC. I wear many hats actually, but at the end of the day, my main job is venture capital investing. So it was simple. So I just had to put there that I am a venture capitalist, and
Hmm.
usually you know a VC by the companies that we back. So it's not always that we know the VCs as a person. In many times we know like celebrity VCs, right? And there are a lot of them on the platform. But many VCs, they are known by the companies that they fund. So I thought that it's just yet another shout out to the companies that I was lucky to back. So that's why I put one of the few that you might know. So I thought that these three probably
Yeah.
represent my portfolio pretty well. And then the 10 principles, basically, it was just a random idea that I started just doodling at some point. And then I was like, oh, that actually makes total sense. So why don't we create this document that will help us to, get the same vibe of this platform and, help and steer it in the right direction. And uh, because I'm a burner, and I just thought that the spirit of Burning Man is easily applied. At least now, it may be easily applied to Bitclout. So it was a no-brainer just to use the Burning Man
Yeah.
10 principles of Burning Man to to draft the 10 principles of Bitclout. And also, I am a team player, so I wanted everyone to contribute so they would feel that this is a piece of their own strategy and approach, rather than someone came up with it and just like enforced it for some reason. So that's not how it would work. So that's why I created an open document, and everybody could contribute, and you still can. So it's still open, and everybody can follow the
Yeah.
link and leave a comment if you think that we missed something or you want to add something. And sometimes just a tiny word matters. Like we pretty much agreed on all the principles at some
Yes.
point, but someone mentions the word mentor, and I think that was a great addition to the whole 10 principles. And then the chief funding relationship officer, well, I'm an investor myself, so I know how startups behave, what they do from the relationship perspective with the investors. So I just wanted to kind of introduce the best practices that can also be applied to Bitclout. So I'm
Yeah.
writing a book with my top coin holders. So it's going to be called Bitclout Playbook. And one of my chapters that I'm
Oh, that's
responsible
cool.
for, yeah, so it's going to be about the relationship that you actually build with your coin holders. And there are many changes right now. So that's why, it takes time for us to finish it, because every time something, new appears on the platform, like, a new feature, a new service on top of BigCloud. So that's why we have to, like, a few chapters are finished by now, but we keep updating them because just new things are coming up. So
Yeah.
but I think at some point we will have to stop and just publish it as is and then update already the published book. So anyway, and one of the chapters is about how you build relationship with your coin holders. It may be short term, long term, but at the end of the day, you as a creator, you have to build trust and provide some certainty, for your coin holders, because venture capital is a very uncertain business, and BitCloud is even more so. So,
Yeah.
everybody wants to feel more or less confident. So, the more confidence you provide to your coin holders, I think the better your relationship with, the stronger your relationship will be.
Nice. Awesome. I love that. That's really cool. I didn't know you were coming out with a book. Like that's really awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can
Yeah,
wait.
that's really,
I
really
hope
cool.
that we will publish the at least the cover. Like today or maybe tomorrow. Like sometime this week. I'm
Ooh.
extremely excited.
Nice. Can't wait to see that. That's gonna be awesome. All right. Next question I have for you is I know you mentioned this weekend the global page, right? What I think you mentioned there was a group or did you have what was the account you were telling me about?
I'm sorry. Which one? Remind me about that.
There was an account because you were on the global page so much.
Oh yes. It was
Let's not shout him up. Let's not shout him out. But I thought that was so
yeah.
funny when you said that.
So someone, yes, exactly. So someone created an account that was complaining about me being too much on global feed, and I
Yeah.
think it was funny because, well, you know, first of all, not every post of mine is on global feed, so
Hmm.
like you need to understand that. So I think that if we take, probably like I don't know, top 100 creators, I guess we would be more or less evenly spread across the global feed. It just so happens that you may see someone more often than someone else because of time zones and such kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
no, I don't think that I am on global feed more often than any other creators. So no, but yes, like someone was really complaining and they created this account, and basically they were just uh, trying to leave comments on all my posts that you're too often on global feed. We just you need to stop. And I was like, well, I'm trying to, but this
Wow.
is like well, but I guess that they gave up because I don't see them anymore.
Good. That tells me you're doing something right though, which is awesome.
Yes. Look, I think that for me, at some point, I just realized that the engagement is more important because even when my posts do not go on global feed, I still see like, up to 40 likes and a couple of dozen comments. And they all come just from people who follow me, which is
Yeah.
now more than 3,000 people. So
Nice.
comparing to global feed, to post on global feed, for instance, just an average my post that gets on global, it collects probably somewhere like 55 likes, and
Hmm.
posts they don't get on global, they collect about like 35 likes. So it's not a huge difference. So at the end of the day, for me, I was like, well, it doesn't really matter if I get on global or not, because I have 3,000 people to entertain, so to speak. So if they like it, everybody likes it. So I kind of relaxed about that.
Exactly. Exactly. So that brings me on to my next question, which is how do you plan your posts for the day or for the week on BitCloud? Do you have a strategy behind it or do you just kind of post whatever you want? Or what's your outlook behind that?
Yes, so I definitely noticed that global feed doesn't pick up every post of you. So if you post like three posts one after another,
Hmm.
the odds are that only one of them gets on global. So that's why I'm very selective about like what I want to post when. For instance, I wake up, I post in the morning just because it's prime time. So I'm in California, so many people are from the west coast, so that's prime time, obviously. And then
Yeah.
I do my daily job, daily routine, and then I post sometime around lunchtime, right? So, and let's say that I have like three posts, three ideas, for my post. So I try to first post something more engaging for the audience, uh, because I posted last time in the morning, so it's been a few hours, between my posts. There is a
Hmm.
good chance that I will get on global, and I want that post that will get on global be meaningful. So first,
Yeah.
I try to post something meaningful after the break from my previous post, right? And then I'm just going, as I go, like whatever just I see and I sing about it. And then
Yeah.
the same applies to the evening time as well. So I figured that it's gonna the evening prime time is somewhat about like 7 p.m. Pacific time, and then
Yeah.
before bedtime, like 11 closer to 12 to midnight, right? So something like that.
Yeah, I've noticed that actually. So that's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
Those timing does make a difference. I've noticed
Yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah, I cannot wait until I can actually schedule the posts, because I will be
Yes.
traveling a lot like, soonish, and I will be more like in European time zones. So I cannot wait until I can schedule the posts.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
Someone should probably, I'm sure someone's working on that right now as we
but you have
talk.
to share your seed phrase. I'm sure for that. So we don't want that.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. We'll see how that works.
Yep.
Absolutely. So I know you are a VC in the real world and you've kind of transitioned into a creator on BitClout. So that's pretty cool that you do a little bit of both because you said you're not really investing at the moment, right? You're more focused on creating.
I decided not to. So that's the same reason why I could never get into trading,
Hmm.
stock trading, because it's a full-time job. You really need to follow all the news and all the movements to understand and
Yeah.
predict how the stock is going to behave, and it takes a lot of time. And like it's impossible to combine it with another day job, right? So at some point, I have a lot of friends who do stock trading as their main job, and by looking at them, I was like, well, I just don't really have time for that, so not my thing. And then when I just got onto BitCloud, I actually started supporting people, but I just put like small amounts. I don't know, like 10, 20, $50 only, just to
Hmm.
test the waters, so to speak. And then I realized that to actually earn money on that, you have to do the same. You have to
Yeah.
actually follow all the creators and understand how they behave. And I missed a couple of moments when influencers from other social networks. They joined BitCloud. They were very active for a week, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. So they're gonna grow." And what do you think happened? So I stopped following them. So they stopped posting, and their
Yep.
value dropped from like 1,000 to 100. So
Hmm.
bad for me because I could have cashed out at the 1,000, right? So I didn't. So it takes a lot of time. So, people who can do that, that totally works, but it's just not my thing. I'd rather create content, and, I still have my day job. So it's just a lot to handle. So
Yeah.
I decided to take off my investor hat on Bitclout, and I'm just going to be a creator there. Well, there must be something where I'm just a creator, right?
Exactly. And I love that. I think that's so cool that you transitioned into a creator role, and it's more fun and engaging for you to do that than to be doing like the trading, like you said.
Yeah.
And you're right. I've noticed that sometimes a lot of big creator or big influencers from other platforms, they come on, they post for a day or two,
Yep.
their coin pumps up, and then they stop posting for a week, and then it dumps. And if you're not keeping track of that, you will
Exactly.
end up losing money. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you
Hmm.
just need to choose, if you're into it, you have to be like at least half a day really into it.
Exactly. All right, question for you. Let's say I am a new creator on BitClout.
Yeah.
I don't have any influence on other platforms. I don't have any money. What are the top tips you'd recommend to me?
Okay, so for me, engagement is king. In venture capital, we say execution is king. In Big
Yeah.
Cloud, I say engagement is king, and
Yep.
I think that will be number one. And I don't think that all other nine they uh, depend on your engagement strategy in one way or another, right? So, for
Hmm.
instance, let me give you an example. I'm obsessed with Emmett Fenn, the musician. I
Yes.
got obsessed with him yesterday because he tagged me on a post, and I love music, but I don't have any routine, that would help me to find new musicians. So, some people they listen to, I don't know, Spotify, and this is how they learn about new musicians, right? I don't do that, so there is no way for me to learn about them whatsoever. And apparently, I figured out that he's pretty famous, so I just didn't know about him, but I got obsessed. But if he didn't tag me on his post, I would probably never know about his existence. So
Yeah.
that's what I call engagement. No matter, how famous you are, you just need to engage as a creator, because how else people will learn about you, right? So you just really need to understand that many creators, although many creators and many people from underrepresented groups, women and people of color, what we lack is kind of like self confidence to show up and to come up bold. But we have to
Yes.
do that because how else people will know about us, right? So if we don't show up, so we have to do that, we have to learn that.
Exactly.
And Bitcloud is a very welcoming environment for that. So if any other creator was ashamed or uncomfortable with promoting himself or herself on any other platform, I think that Bitcloud is a very welcoming environment. So I would
Yes.
encourage every single creator to show up, to engage into conversation, to show their music. And like again, Emmett, for instance, he just posted a link to one of his songs, and he said like, well, I think this song should become anthem for cryptonauts. And
Oh,
that was
cool.
amazing. But this is how I also learned about him, and then I just downloaded all his albums, and they're absolutely mind-blowing. I keep listening, like it's gonna be 40 hours soon that I'm listening to him. So
Wow.
no, when I say I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to download
You
that
have to.
album ASAP. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right after this.
He just launched, just posted his new album literally yesterday. So it just so happened that, it just came up in one day. So, yes, every creator must show up and just say, hey, that's me. This is what I'm doing.
Nice, exactly, and just kind of be present, exactly. And I've noticed that actually,
Yeah.
there's so many people that when they do engage, but there's a difference with engaging authentically and just kind of commenting on every post saying, "Hey, buy my coin." When
Yeah,
people
exactly.
engage
That's what I'm doing.
authentically,
Yeah.
yeah, when they engage authentically, I definitely feel like once we make a connection, like with you, when you posted that, you helped me with my bio. After that, I feel like there was a connection
Sure.
there, and the engagement there is just different than just randomly
Yeah.
commenting on things.
Absolutely. And for artists, just show me your art. There is no other way I would know about your existence. Just show me what you can do. I'm willing to
Yeah.
learn about you, but I cannot kind of drag it out of you, right? So you just have to show it to me.
So what's the best way for someone on BitClout to get your attention?
Oh well, you just post something and tag me, or you reply to my post. I read all the posts and I answer to all direct messages, so I'm very open. And
Nice.
there are things that I really like, and you can see on my timeline. I keep promoting Amit like for the second day in a row, and then
Shout out Emin.
yeah, but also there is some art that, for example, I don't understand. And it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just like I'm
Yeah.
not your audience, guys, right? So just you keep looking for your audience, and it's totally normal. So that
Hmm.
shouldn't be also like upsetting. If someone don't understand your art, right? Because well,
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot be liked by all 100% of people, right? Well, it's not happening. So
Yeah.
it's totally normal. So the better you know your audience, the better for you. You just know how to sell your art, how to, find partners, collaborations, whatever. So you just keep looking for the right person. So, if someone doesn't understand your art, that's okay. It must not be upsetting.
Hmm. Absolutely. What is the best way to get engagement in your opinion on BitClout? Would it be commenting, DMs, buying coins, or like how would someone get the best engagement starting off on BitClout?
Well, I know it. I think that it's different for each of us, right? Because we have different strategies, different strengths and weaknesses. So I don't think
Yeah.
that there is a universal advice here. But I may say that, well, I'm a writer and I actually grew up on Twitter. So I
Nice.
keep saying that, the way I can express my thoughts, I can do that this way only just thanks to Twitter, because Twitter
Yeah.
taught me to do that, in very short, precise sentences, just picking the right words, for each specific thought. Um,
Exactly.
so that's my format, right? That's my way of, that's how I roll. So for me, that would
Hmm.
be probably a conversation. So, for instance, I picked up on some posts that I disagreed with, and we started a conversation a couple of days ago, and it became the whole philosophical debate. So that was fun. So I guess with your example as well, when I suggested that I can help you with your bio, right? So I actually read your bio and I was thinking, okay, so this guy can do this and that. So I paid attention. I think that
Yeah.
for me, it would be it would be something that would stimulate me intellectually, but that's just my thing. It doesn't mean that everybody should do that. So for someone,
Exactly.
it's a meme. So someone is a big fan of memes. I'm a big fan of
Hmm.
memes, but that's
Oh, I love the memes.
but that's not my thing. But if you're up to some you know something new to learn, or to exchange your opinions, especially when they're different. I love exchanging different opinions because
Yeah.
I'm very accepting of the opinions that are different from mine, and I
Yeah.
think it's just a perfect opportunity to learn something new. Every time you talk to a person who has a different opinion from yours, it's an opportunity to learn. So that's
Yeah.
my thing. So this is how I engage.
Nice. All right. So next question for you. So what is the thing you love the most about BitClout, and what is the thing you hate the most about BitClout as of today?
Well, what I love the most, that's simple. I really like that there are a lot of people who are early adopters, and they are really advanced in real life, in offline life. And if not for BitCloud, I would have never met them otherwise. So I'm an author myself, and I have met a few other authors who are best-selling authors. Unlike me, I'm just a regular author. But we exchanged books, and it's amazing. Like there would be no way I would. There's no way I would meet them otherwise. So that was amazing to me. And again,
Nice.
like artists, I would never learning about them, and I was lucky to connect to them and also exchange something. Like someone sends me their vinyl album, someone sends me their like CD or something like that. I mean, that's just mind blowing, right?
Hmm.
And as for the hate, I actually do not have this word in my vocabulary. I prefer not to hate anything. Um,
Yes.
I think that there are some things that annoy me, and I think one thing is just when people, like you mentioned, when they just reply on your thread just to be visible on global, for instance, and they bring no
Hmm.
value, and they just say, invest in me, buy my coin, like whatever, follow me. I mean, it's just not gonna work here. This is
Yeah.
not the platform where it's gonna work. So to me, it just shows that these people haven't thought through their strategy. So even if I would follow them otherwise, this just shows that they don't really know yet what they're doing. So
Yeah.
I'd rather you guys just think before you actually post that, because that's a big turn off.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. Nice. All right, so let's change the subjects a little bit. Talking about the whole women empowerment and the whole cryptonauts, I should say. Shout out to Helen, shout out to Sammy, and all of you guys are doing amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the website and it looks awesome. So talk to us a little bit more about that. NFTs, merch.
So big shout out to Amanda, because all the most of the branding, it's her work, and she's
Oh,
absolutely
nice.
unbelievable, and she's just kicking ass, honestly. Pardon my French, but what's interesting about this is because we connected from all the different corners of the world. Like Amanda is in Australia now, and I'm in California. There are people who are on the East Coast and such, but it somehow happened that we clicked right away. So we didn't need to do all this team building. We just, we took off.
Yeah.
Just and it doesn't happen often. I can definitely say that. So that was a good thing. So that's why when I usually just observe the group dynamic, because that's important to me. So I was observing, but it took me like, I don't know, probably one chat on WhatsApp, and I was like sold. I was like, that's it, I'm in. Um,
Love that.
I mean, and definitely there was a leader, and Amanda was doing a great job. So it's just hard to not be engaged when there is a leader in the group. I think that's important because even though we are all talking online, we have never met in person, but there is still a group dynamic, and there is still
Yes.
something that you can manage, build, develop, or you can just mess it up. So all the things that are applied to the real life, offline life, on interpersonal relationship, on the group dynamic, they also apply to online communication. So that's important thing to know. So now
Mhm.
we decided that we're just going to introduce women who are at the moment invisible, meaning that they have small following. They have just joined the platform, so we want to introduce them, so you would guys and gals uh, know that they exist, follow them, engage with them, help them, get to the top. So we're going to be doing that. And as for the merch and
Nice.
other stuff, actually we are quite surprised with the amount of feedback that we receive, and everybody is texting us, and they want to create like different NFTs for us, and and the merch and whatever else, and we're all accepting that, and like the anthem, like I mentioned already, right? So I think people
Yes.
like that. I think it's not about personalities like us who is in the group, but I think it's about dynamic. I think you guys like Cryptonauts because of the dynamic, not because of like
Yes.
who is in the group, right? Not because of me
Yeah.
or anyone else specifically, but just because we have this vibe that's going on and you guys feel it, and I think that's very important. So whatever happens,
Yes.
like whatever groups you create, you just really need to take care of the dynamic that other people feel. And if they like it, they will follow you, and if they don't, they don't. That's it.
Exactly. So who wins in a dance battle? The Bitclout boys or the Kryptonauts?
Well, you see, I am weird that way because I think that men and women are most effective when they work together. So
Facts.
I'm not in the competing camp. So I don't really like competing, especially with.
Okay.
I'm okay competing with women. I do not compete with men.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Well. So we discussed that, but we decided that it shouldn't be a battle per se. So it should be
Yeah.
something, some project that we do together. And we discussed several different options, but it's hard to stick to any of them now because, for instance, there is no cash out. There is no way for us to exchange coins. So, like mechanics wise, we haven't found the best solution. Just to show up. So I think
Yeah.
that we will just wait a little bit until it becomes clear, because obviously we could do a lot of charitable activities, But there is no straightforward way to do any of that from Bitclout yet. So that's why we just decided, well, we're just gonna you know go with the flow, and then we will decide what we can do together.
Nice. So what do you think the community can do, the Big Cloud community can do as a whole to bring more women to the platform and to be more engaged? Because, I was talking to my cousin the other day. She's a woman, she's active in crypto. She created her Big Cloud account, but she is not active. She just, I guess, maybe she didn't click with it, but what can we do as a community to help that?
So I have to say that there is definitely a funnel problem, right? The top of the funnel, we can argue with that, and many people do, and they say that there is no lack of women here or there. There is no lack of women in venture capital. There is no lack of women on BitCloud, and I have to disagree with it because even
Hmm.
if you take a look at new users, like just go to one of the website with the stats and see like users who joined for the last day, for instance, and you will see that most of them are still males. So
Yeah.
pardon me. So there's still a funnel problem. But even though it exists, I think that what I have already mentioned, you have to show up. There may be enough women, but if women are not active enough, what can we do? Like, we cannot force you to be active. It comes
Yeah.
from the inside. It cannot be forced upon you, right? So like,
Yeah.
there's as much as the community can do for you. So you show up, we're happy to promote the hell out of you, we're happy to recloud the hell out of you, right? But you have to show up. So I think showing up is important, and then not being afraid, being bold and showing authentic self. So because like I said, not everybody has to like you. You have to find your audience, and that will be your audience, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
So that just it shouldn't upset you that like not all the people love you. It's all of a sudden. So that's life. That's okay. And
Hmm.
well, I think the monetary component of BitCloud. It's very weird because as long as we can um, increase the value of our coin by investing in it ourselves, it's not exactly a popular vote. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that the rating of top creators, it should be not just by the coin value, but also by the level of engagement. Like we need to
Like
include
that.
likes and comments and followers, and also we need to see, for instance,
Good point.
imagine if I posted 100 posts and I liked each post myself, so I have 100 likes. So the
Hmm.
ratio of posts and likes is also important, right? Because it also shows you how each of your posts, the engagement of each of your posts, right? So it should be a very complex formula, but that's not all. I see that there are bots coming on the platform. So just calculate all the followers doesn't work anymore because some of them
Yeah.
are bots. So that number must be also somehow processed in a way that probably by the certain parameters of each of your follower, like coin value, because obviously if that's a bot, the coin value is likely to be very low because no one is going to keep money for a long time in a bot. Well, you need like an
Yeah.
army of bots, right? So what are the odds that these bots will have like coin value more than, let's say, $50? Pretty low, right? So I think that the fair value, fair rating of top creators is still in the future, and it's not going to be just the coin value. It should be something more complex than that. And I think that
Yeah.
it's up to us as a community to decide on the formula that we put behind it.
Yeah, that is such a good point, and it's funny because earlier this morning I was on Discord and I was talking to a couple of people from Bitclout, and they were just talking about how some of these accounts have other accounts and they just buy their own coin, 50,000, $100,000 worth. They pump their coin price and then, they just keep it there. So yeah, it shouldn't be rated based off just that. I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I think that there should be, well, maybe it's not one top list, maybe it's two or three top lists. So, there may be top list by the coin value. That's totally fine. It has the right to
Yeah.
exist, right? But then it should be like engagement. for instance, right? So like top list of people with the best engagement, right? And then
Yeah.
again, for instance, people who joined earlier, they have an unfair advantage. Like they have a week of posts and likes and followers, right? So for instance,
Yeah.
they will always be ahead. So that top cannot be like permanent, because there will always be people who were ahead of you. So that top
Hmm.
should be somehow in rotation. It should be like newcomers, for instance, right? So like someone is breaking into
Yeah.
the top 10 or top 20, it doesn't matter. So but I think that for now, all the models that we see, they're based on people who were the first adopters and who has the largest pockets. So, and that's not quite fair.
Yeah. I'm sure, yeah, like you said, over time, as we get more traffic, we'll see a couple of changes come to the platform. So hopefully for the better. But those are great points. Absolutely great points. So let's transition really quick. So on this podcast, we love to create a game. So I love it. We create a game. It's like a cryptic game. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to create a seed phrase. And I'm going to put a seed phrase word throughout the podcast. I'm going to put 10 of them, right?
Ah,
And then I'm gonna send you the 11th one,
okay.
and I'm gonna have the 12th one, and you're gonna post the 11th one on your profile once it's ready. So probably like 2 days, and then I'll post mine, and the first person that can get all of them will just claim the account, and we'll put a Bitcoin on there. So
That sounds very
what do you
cool.
think?
Yeah, that sounds very
Should be fun, huh?
Yeah, totally. We should do that. I'm thinking about my own game as well, but it's going to be like more complex. We were just looking with our team. We watched a few movies, and tried to also implement these gaming um, tricks and things in our project. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think
Yeah, they're fun.
yeah, that's a lot.
They're so fun. So whoever listens to this first and gets to our profiles first and logs on will claim the account. So if you're listening, make sure to create a post on that account and tag us on there so we know who it is. And it's going to be fun. I love that. I love those challenges. I think it gets people
Totally.
moving.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, people are spending a lot of time on Bitclout. They might as well play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see who claims it first.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then,
happy
yeah.
to send my books signed with the signed by the author. So let's do that.
Oh, so you're sending them a book too?
Yep.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so whoever finds the account, let's have them comment on that page first,
Yeah.
tag their original profile so we know which profile it is, and then that way we'll have that there for the record.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm excited for that. Nice. All right, perfect. So one last thing I wanted to talk to you about was I know on Bitclout and Burgers this weekend you were showing me a picture of what is it? These RVs that you make over,
Yes, these are
right?
Airstream trailers.
They look really cool. If you can send me some pictures, I'll post them on this video here so people can
Yes,
see.
I.
But talk to us a little bit more about that. I know you have a wait list, so let us know how did this project come to life?
So this is my hobby. And it all started when I first went to Burning Man, and I realized that all the inconveniences that people talk about, it's basically just because you don't have like an RV on you. But once you have
Yeah.
an RV with you, in the desert, there's like no inconveniences whatsoever. So the first time we went to Burning Man, we just didn't know what we were doing, and we just took a truck. And my favorite story about that I fell in love with Burning Man so much that on the way back from that very first Burning Man to San Francisco, before we reached the house, we stopped and bought an RV for the next year. This is
Wow.
this is how much I
I
fell
love
in love with
that.
Burning Man, because we were still all dusty. We stopped and bought it, so it was just an amazing thing. And then it's just a long story that I was looking for a perfect layout for me. And you see a picture, you don't really know if it works for you or not. So I started just buying different RVs and taking them for a ride. And if I like the layout, I keep, and if I don't like, I sell. So, and
Hmm.
I did that like a couple of times, and then I bought one which I learned about Airstream Argosies or Argosies, whoever just pronounces it in one way or another. And they are the only Airstream airstreams that came out painted from the factory. So it's not just like silver bullet, what you usually think of when you hear an airstream. They
Yeah.
came out painted. So when I learned about that, I was like, wow, that's actually amazing, because you can actually just express like your creative side, whatever just it's you like doing. And I started buying specifically these airstreams, and they were only manufactured in the 70s, so they're all older than
Mm.
me. So this is like a
Wow.
40-year-old trailer, and I buy those that are usually in a mint condition. So I paint them in bold color schemes. And last year it was automotive color schemes. So I picked like, and you will post the pictures. There will be
Yes.
um, British racing green color, like Aston Martin and Jaguar F Type. And then I made one
Ooh.
in Ford GT blue and orange. If you saw the movie with Steve McQueen, and then
Yeah.
another one I had. I'm working now on a new look. It's gonna look like a stormtrooper from Star Wars,
Oh, that's gonna be
that
cool.
one. And my favorite that I actually decided to keep for myself, it's painted in also like classic automotive theme of Pontiac Firebird 1969. So it's also like green color. You will see on the in the photo. But I also put
Yes.
the shark mouth, like from the jet fighter from the World War II. The flying
Wow.
tigers
Yeah.
has the automotive paint on it, and that shark mouth is flying tigers at the Warhawk. It was the plane that it was called Warhawk. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and my best favorite thing about doing this is that when you actually drive on a highway, people are waving at you, they're smiling at you, they just love it,
Yeah.
and that just makes me happy. So that's the main thing why I'm doing that.
That is amazing. Yes, and I will post the pictures so everyone can see, and they are really awesome. And you have a waiting list right now, yes?
I do. It so happened that, like people on Clubhouse and mainly Bitclout people, they saw all these pictures, and I actually have like a waiting list of, I think, 5 or 6 people right now. I
Wow.
have 4 trailers to sell. So someone will get none, but the other four, they will get one. So yes, it's a lot of fun. I kind of didn't expect that, but yeah, let's see how it goes.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. And I can't wait to see the pictures of those in the future, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So nice. Any last words you want to leave us with? Any cliffhangers? Any last words for us here watch listening to the podcast?
Well, I think okay. So I want to say that finally, the Cloud members website, the web service that
Hmm.
allows to post your exclusive materials for your coin holders, they have just rolled out a feature. I can put a certain value on each of my posts. So
Oh, that's cool.
yep, my coin holders, they are going to have access to the exclusive materials on Cloud members. And, I will have probably like at least, I think, 5 different categories. So make sure that you're in a certain category to get access to my exclusives. So I will
Nice.
have 2 timelines now, 2 feeds, right? So one on Big Cloud, free for all, and one
Uh-huh.
exclusive just for my coin holders of different levels.
Nice. And then where can someone go to find out more about that? On your profile, or is there a link, or what can
Yeah, so it's cloudmembers.com, and then you can find my username, like Renatavc, and you will
Mhm.
see all the posts that you can see according to your coin holdings of my coin. But also, I will add this link to my profile as well.
Nice. Perfect. I'm excited for the future of Big Clout Renata, and I'm excited to see you grow and continue to dominate the platform. Thank you so much for joining us today. And shout out to the Cryptonauts and shout out to everybody that you mentioned. Emeth, I'm going to listen to his album right after this.
Yes,
And yeah, so
yes,
thank you
thank
so
you so much,
much.
Jenny, for having me. And I think it was like what, first female creator on your podcast?
Yes,
Yes,
first female creator. Yes, absolutely. You are the first female creator.
alternating that male and female.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the format that I was looking for. And
Perfect.
yeah, so I'm excited to continue to keep that format
Keep
going.
that diverse.
Yes, absolutely. All right, thank you so much. Let me
Thank
go
you.
ahead and Thank you everybody so much for tuning into the second episode of Clout Room. I hope you enjoyed it. We are here to have fun, to bring some information, and just to document the process of Bitclout and how fast it is growing. This is only the beginning. We are just getting started. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being early here with us. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you like it, you subscribe it, share it. It's greatly appreciated to help us grow during these, initial phases here. And we have some very exciting guests coming up in the future. A lot of variety, a lot of different conversation coming here. And I am excited and cannot wait for you guys to view those. And once again, thank you to Renata George for coming here and just bringing some valuable information. Make sure to follow her on Bitclout under Renatavc. And you can follow me on Bitclout under MAZ. And you can follow the Bitclout Room under Clout Room.